What's good, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Harmon Jr. Please feel free to find me at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social media. So, guys, I got a real fun one for y'all today. A real fun one. If you watch my streams, which, yes, I know I don't stream as often, I got my good friend, confidant, streaming partner, Chris Gonzalez on the show with me for the first time today. Ooh, everybody give him a round of applause. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, so what number episode is this?
This is 162.
So it took you 162 times before you decided to let me come on and talk?
Yes. It
took. I forgive you.
Okay.
I forgive you.
Okay. Yes, it has been 162 weeks since the inauguration of this podcast before I've asked you to come on. I am sorry. That's approximately over 2 years, maybe 3.
Oh my God.
I don't know. You can do the math. What's 162 divided by 54? 52?
It's
54.
It's too early.
Okay.
To do math. I can do it on my phone.
Okay.
Before you say anything.
Okay.
I know that 2 days ago was your birthday.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Happy late birthday. I know I told you that day, but also happy late birthday.
I appreciate that. This
what?
This episode is airing 3 days after my birthday. Yes, because it's coming on today. As of recording.
Oh, you know what? You know what that makes me think of, honestly?
What's up?
If I could share an anecdote with you.
All right, do it.
It makes me think of that time that you had a birthday party.
Okay.
And your mom got us that limo.
Yeah, she did get us the limo.
Do you remember that?
I remember.
I don't remember what year birthday it was. Maybe 16, 17, somewhere in the teens. And I know that we got the limo, and it was a busted limo the first time. And where did we go? Like main event or something? Or
no, it was
Dave and Buster's.
It's a Dave and Buster's now, but it was called Jillian's. It was called something else.
Yeah,
it was called
something crazy. And I know we got in this limo, and it was like the seats were busted, and I guess the glassware was dirty or something. I don't know what it was. And the driver, I remember the driver was like super sketch, and it's just funny. I know your mom. We got to the place, and your mom was just tripping out on this dude. Like, what? This is the worst limo I've ever seen in my entire life. Whatever. I think she got her money back. Did we get a second limo to come get us?
Yeah, I think we rode back in a different limo.
I know that one was okay.
Yeah. Do you remember because it was sketch, like one of the glasses fell out, and it was like a mysterious brown bag. And
yeah. Like what? It's like we're too young to be experiencing this stuff in the back of a limo, but whatever.
We should have opened it. I know we didn't do it, but if that was us now, I completely would open that bag. And if it was money, I'd have been like, I got a decision to make.
It for sure was drugs. We know it was drugs.
Definitely drugs. But all right, Chris, I know this is my fault that the people don't know you because it's been 162 weeks, but just in case they haven't seen you on stream, who are you, Chris Gonzalez, and what do you do?
What do? I have a normal job. I go to work every day, make money. I don't spend a lot of time on the internet playing video games unless it's with y'all, my other friend. And, I just embrace all the games that I can and try to play as much as I can, but also, getting older, so you don't have as much time, but also making time and getting in trouble, but for making time for games, but that's life. So that's all that I'm about, really, going to work and playing games and having a kid soon. So
congratulations on that.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I had no idea.
Oh wow, okay. So
I felt like everyone else knew, but I was late to the party on that.
Oh, except that you're like one of the first people I told, but it's whatever.
Okay.
That was probably 161 weeks ago. I think I told you. I think I told you week 1 when it happened. But no, just like to play games and hang out. That's really what I'm about.
All right, well, cool. I appreciate you hanging out with me this week. And guys, we have a fun one for you this week because me and Chris always have fun. But I don't know. Okay, so this one's gonna be a roller coaster. There's gonna be a lot of ups and downs to this. There's gonna be a lot of opinions you may or may not agree with. So this week we're gonna be talking about 12 minutes. Yes, the breakout indie game. Breakout, depending good or bad, depending on how you want to look at that. Dropped on Game Pass finally after all much anticipation. Annapurna is involved. You got William Dafoe, and people were upset. Like, I think a little bit unreasonably upset, but we will get to 12 minutes at the end of the show. Before that, Gamescom is going on virtually. Shout out to Gamescom. Shout out to the country Germany, Deutschland. And, we got to see an Xbox showcase. And honestly, people have finally started to see the light. I've been saying this all year and the year before last. Outside of Game Pass, Xbox doesn't seem to have much going on, and people are finally feeling that. But that's for later, because we got a big one, the elephant in the room, Halo Infinite. Yes, people, Halo Infinite. Chris Gonzalez, he's showing off his poster. For those who are not visually watching, he's got the leaks with me. He informed me that we got the leak date, so we'll talk about that. But before that, Chris, Halo Infinite, Halo. Okay, Chris, when you think Halo, what are the top 3 things you think about Halo?
I think about running around with my buddies.
Mm-hmm.
I think about taking fools' heads off in multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then, I wasn't a big, player in this, but think about making maps. Think about running around doing stuff in, what is it, Forge, and just making stupid stuff in Forge, and just having a good time, making stupid ramps that you can jump off of, or whatever you do in Forge.
I think you Forge. Well, Chris, I have bad news. I think you have bad news for you, man. 2 of those things you will not be able to do at launch with Halo Infinite. You won't be able to run around with your buddies. At least not in campaign. I guess you can in multiplayer. Hey, but multiplayer is like its own separate thing. That's like our own separate game. So I guess no, you won't be able to run around with your buddies because since multiplayer is a separate game anyway, and you won't be able to forage. Those things will not launch with Halo Infinite because reasons. And before I say game development is hard, people, and we know that it takes a while and you gotta do a lot of things, but this makes no sense at all.
Look, so co-op. I'm gonna start with co-op, right?
All right.
Multiplayer is multiplayer. Okay, it will never not be a part of Halo. I understand why that's gonna be one of the first things that they want to complete, right? Like, or that they want to include in the game. I get it, 100%. What if I don't want to do anything competitive, but I still want to play with my friends? I think about it when. Like, just say me and you would play Halo back in the day.
Yeah.
And we didn't feel like team deathmatch. We would run around the campaign, set it all the way to legendary, and just run around and try to beat these missions that would take, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours. Like, we weren't great. I mean, we weren't bad, but we weren't great. So it would take us a long time. We weren't legends yet, but. I just think about it like I'm kind of sad. It makes me kind of sad because, like you said, I know that game development's really hard. This game has been announced for a long time, though, and then it showed a pretty bad demo how long ago was that? A year ago?
Like a year ago, basically.
So my expectations started going way down, and they've been met so far. So, and I love Halo. That's like one of the games I always play no matter what when it comes out. Halo 5, don't get me started, but I at least played the campaign. Like I've played every single Halo that's come out, just like probably a bunch of people. A lot of it has been co-op with friends, so it's a little sad.
And okay, this conversation talking point isn't new. That game ship, not complete. They force us to pay to get the complete version of the game, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, this is 100% that. Because, all right, the multiplayer is free to play. boom, I haven't got to own Halo Infinite. I just, downloaded whatever, similar to Call of Duty and other games to follow this formula. Boom, I'm in a deathmatch, capture the flag, king of the hill, all that good stuff. So it's like, so in my mind, like, yeah, that might as well just be a separate game at that point, right? So I'm like, all right, I want to buy Halo Infinite. I want to experience, this reboot of a story, soft reboot, well, however you want to phrase that. And it's like, okay, I can't make maps and I can't play with my friends. Because honestly, I will say this. I am not the world's biggest Halo fan. I'm just not. Like, but
I knew this.
But I am a product of the times and the culture. So, of course, I played Halo 2 for ungodly amount of hours. Like, if you grew up in the time, there's just no escaping it. It was new. We've never had online multiplayer like this. I have all those fond memories. So, Halo has a special place in my heart. But it is literally 100% tied to playing it with people. I don't think the only Halo campaign I've ever completed by myself is Halo Reach. Because Halo Reach is a damn good game. I would say the best Halo game. Don't at me on that. And I'm not saying that's the definitive truth. That's 100% personal opinion from someone who doesn't, drool over the series. So I'm just kind of like,
up there,
yeah. I'm just kind of like, all right. I can play multiplayer, which, I'm going to do until life happens. And, you got to take care of your baby. I got to move to my fancy new job or something. But I'm like,
look, here's what I'm thinking about multiplayer.
Okay.
Specifically about playing with you. I kind of want to play like co-op with you because I would like for there to be an experience where we're playing a game and I'm not actively yelling at you all the time. Like,
okay, but Apex and Halo are two different games. I feel like Halo's not one of those games that like requires a high level of leveling. Like one, there's a radar system.
What are you saying? What are you actually saying? Are you calling these Halo people out?
No, I'm just saying like
skill Halo players.
What I'm trying to say is, unlike Apex, where I'm like, where are they? Like Halo's like, oh, I have a radar, I got a good shield. You know what I'm saying? Like the problem, my biggest problem with Apex is like map and player awareness. Where the Halo, I'm like, okay, I know this map, I learned the map, and I have a sense of what's going on and where.
Okay.
Like
Apex
is like
2 years. Like
I'm just saying, Apex. Once you get like third party, it's just like where are they? They're everywhere. I don't know. There's just guns blazing.
Yeah. I can see that instead of like the 4v4 deathmatch kind of thing that Halo does. Which did they invent it, or they didn't invent it? They kind of refined it, or no?
Yeah, I guess everything is a Quake Doom clone,
Yeah.
When you all boil down to it, it's either copying Quake or it's copying Doom.
But I mean, neither of those games was, I guess, as big as Halo. Maybe because Halo was newer. Yeah, new hardware.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah. And then also, this happens to everyone in Apex. Don't act like you're not the only one. When you're a Wraith and there's two other Wraiths, it's like, well, which one am I shooting at? In the heat of the moment, we have all died because we assumed that the enemy was one of our homies.
You're always playing as Master Chief though in Halo, right? Like,
but that kind of helps. Like, it's just well, originally
they're different colors.
Yeah, they're different colors. It's like, okay, I am red. This guy is blue. I shoot this guy.
I shoot this one. This one, I shoot blue. See, again, you're saying that Halo people aren't that smart, man. I get it. Man. I understand.
Man, I'm not saying it. But like I was saying earlier, I've beat all the campaigns multiplayer. So I'm like, if I can't play Halo Infinite co-op, I'm just not gonna play it. Like if it was up to me to play every campaign level by myself, I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm gonna get to a part, like I'm gonna play like the first level, the second level, and be like, I'm bored.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. They said it's not going to come out till like season 2 of which don't get me started on seasons.
I was about to say, I'm tired of that mechanic. It's like, man, can a game just be a game? Like, I don't like the pressure of having 30 days to do stuff or I'll never be able to do it again. It's too much pressure.
I get it. I mean, for as much games as you play, I kind of feel like you move around a lot instead of like stay stuck on one game unless it's Pokemon related. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you'll play this one, play this one, play this one, play this one. Just keep rotating these games. And not me. I just stay like, what am I playing this today? Oh, it's Apex. What am I playing tomorrow? Probably Apex. What am I playing the next day? Oh, I'm gonna try this single player game out. I'm bored. I'm going back to whatever I was playing before. But I mean, I don't want. I'll play it. I'll play the single player campaign. I will do it. The only problem is, how much is it gonna cost when it comes out?
$60 to $70, I'm guessing.
I think they're 70 now, right? Like all the new games, which every
I
generation goes up $10. Like,
so it's like it's one of those things. Like, it's not official, but I feel like it's official. Like, no one's saying officially games are not this much, but we all know. We all know where it's going.
back in my day, games were $29.99 or however much they were. I don't remember.
They were like $40. I don't know.
Oh, $49. They're $49.99.
Yeah, because you remember the big jump to 60, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, $60."
I'm going bankrupt off of this. Like, we all still made it.
Yeah, but okay, we kind of were at some point. Like, I still kind of am sometimes. only because games come out like, here's all the games you wanted all year right now. Have fun.
Yeah, this fall comes Halo and every other game that you ever wanted to play, the sequel. Like, oh, okay, sweet.
Look at all the time I don't Forza. Have. You know what I was gonna say? Like, okay, everyone's been giving me crap because I've been saying Halo's gonna be a flop. Not commercially. Like, I think it'll sell well no matter what. You know, it's kind of one of those things. Like, the game could legit be bad. You know, like a 4 out of 10 type of bad, and it'll still sell well enough. But I really feel like Halo Infinite is gonna be a flop. Whatever this bar it needs to meet, I think it will not meet that bar. Maybe multiplayer will. Like, if we look at multiplayer as a separate entity, then yes, on that front. But on Halo Infinite, the game proper, I think it's going to be a flop.
Well, I mean, I think you're right about the multiplayer. Since they have tested it already and everybody says it looks pretty dope. I don't know how high is the bar for the campaign. Like,
okay, that's a good question. Because the bar, I guess the bar is almost basically like 80% the multiplayer, right?
That's what I would think. Like, you know, that's what most people are playing when they're playing Halo. Not saying that there's not fans that are all about the campaign and all about achievements or whatever, but I play Halo also because of multiplayer.
You know, I take that back. I think 80% is too high. I'll say 60% multiplayer. I'll say closer to 50-50 because now I'm thinking about a lot of people actually genuinely are geeked about the Halo campaign, you know, the iconic levels and stuff. So I'll say, okay, I'll say 60-40.
I used to be.
I mean, but still, even 40%, you know, fails, 60%, that's still over 50. That's passing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about the cooperative campaign is that's how I'm just used to playing it. Like, everything is more fun with a friend, right? Like, pretty much always. Not saying I'm not gonna play the campaign single player, but the whole thing is like, oh well, I'm not gonna be able to play with a friend until season 2, whenever that is. We don't even have the game yet. Like, how can you know when season 2 is coming out? But I mean, I'm gonna be playing the campaign. The bar for the campaign isn't that high for me. It's like, if they change the whole game like they say they're gonna do, make it open world or as much as open world, whatever it means to Halo, meaning there's a big map and you have objectives that you can tackle in whatever order. Not really open world if there's still levels, you know, just big maps, I guess. But like, I'm like 60% of my original hype when Halo got announced. Like, I still want to play it. I'm still going to play it. I'm just sad that not everything is going to be included from the jump. And like we said, game development's super hard. I get it. It's just, it is what it is. it's not coming with the co-op campaign. So regardless of how hard the game development is, it is what it is. That's how it's coming out. Yeah. So I can feel how I feel about how it's coming out.
I feel you. I'm just saying, I think it's just it's unfortunate for Halo because, you know, it was supposed to be okay. I don't know if it was actually supposed to be, or we just all assumed it was going to be a Series X launch title.
That's what they said at first, right?
I believe so. Like, I'm like, are we just making that up? But you know, they said all these things, and then it's one of those things where I'm just like you said, the hype is just gonna go down each and every time, and it's like it's one of those one step forward, two step back things for Halo Infinite.
Yeah, especially like after that first tech demo or whatever they did, and then it got pushed back. It's like, what were they actually about to give us? Like, what was actually about to come out, you know?
Yeah. But speaking about Xbox in general, so for those who don't know, Gamescom is going on, you know, the biggest by numbers show gaming convention that happens place in Cologne, Germany. It's virtual again this year. And the Xbox recently had their presentation, which was dope. The presentation itself, like, you know, the host and everything, it was very high production and good stuff. But so I've been saying this for a long time, Chris. Game Pass is amazing. Yes, all the praise, jerk it off, you know, all that good stuff.
Oh my
yes.
God.
but I feel like the conversation that I always bring up is that Game Pass is great, but I feel like Xbox still isn't doing anything in terms of going forward. Because I look at Game Pass as like a pass thing. Like, you play a whole, like, your back catalog and stuff, and yeah, some new games come out and stuff. But like in terms of IPs, mega hits and stuff, Xbox still ain't there. But Game Pass is good enough where none of that doesn't matter. And I get that, you know, Game Pass is so good. But people are upset about the Gamescom presentation because they felt like, you know, it was a whole bunch of nothing. But I'm just like, bro, ever since the Series X released, once you got over Game Pass and just took Game Pass out of the equation, this has kind of been Xbox. It's like a whole bunch of games, a lot you don't care about, 2 or 3 that you kind of do. They're not like mega hits, you know. They're not like on a Halo Infinite level, and then Forza. I'm sorry, people. I have nothing against, you know, Forza. Forza looks amazing. That controller looks dope. I'll give them that.
It does.
That Forza, like, that's one of those, like, I don't even play the game, but I'll get the controller type of situations. But it's like the best thing that came out of there was Forza, which we already knew. Psychonauts 2, which is out now on Game Pass, so go play that. I'm going to go play Psychonauts 1 on Game Pass, and then once I beat that, play Part 2. And then this is what we got, Chris. This, I can literally just name it off. For over an hour, this is what we got. Dying Light 2. We already knew that was coming out. That looks dope, you know, if you're in that, but we already knew.
It's a fun game.
Yeah. We got Flight Simulator World Update 6.
Okay. Flight Simulator, if you play it, cool. The thing that makes that game cool is the freaking graphics. Just like, I'll never play it. I'll never play it. I'm just going to be honest. I'll never once. Game Pass for free, they can mail me a cockpit and I'll never play it.
Bro, a cockpit controller would be kind of dope.
You just like come in and you're like, all right. It would be cool if it was co-op and you could have a radio with like your friend, like, Roger, coming over, like, watch out, taking off, whatever pilots say. But like, it looks great. That's the thing. It just looks cool. I'll watch somebody play it. I'll watch videos on YouTube and have my fill.
Yeah. So we got Humble Games coming to Xbox Game Pass, which, again, that's just a Game Pass announcement, so I'm just gonna gloss over that. We got Into the Pit, what looks like utter trash. Excuse my harsh language. It is not for me.
Utter garbage. Like, man, dude. It's just a game, bro.
We got Age of Empires 4. I mean, if you like those games, cool. Go you. And we got xCloud coming to Xbox Series 1 and Xbox One. I mean, that's not Game Pass, but in my mind, that's still Game Pass.
If you don't
Wasteland.
have fast enough internet, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, we got
Don't ever do it.
Wastelands 3 DLC, bro. Cause you know, man, Wastelands 3, man, bruh. I've been waiting for that DLC, bruh.
You know me. I've been talking about it every single day. Odell, when's that Wasteland DLC coming out? Odell, you heard anything? Never have I once even turned that game on.
We got Sea of Thieves, Borderlands theme ship, which I mean, we're supposed to be playing Sea of Thieves, so I guess that's cool. We get the Borderlands ship and be all like, hell, matey, gonna blow you up.
That's what I was saying. I had fun when Sea of Thieves first came out. I think it's a lot better now. I haven't played it since it first came out. But that's another one of those things where I would never play that game by myself. If I don't have two other pirate friends that are running around with me.
Okay, no, I feel that game is literally not meant to be played by yourself. Like, it's probably there should be a warning above that game. You probably shouldn't play this by yourself.
You probably shouldn't play this game by yourself. You're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna rapid fire these other ones. State of Decay 2, I mean, cool. Stay Blade, cool. Crusaders Kings 3. I'm like, bro, that game should just stayed in last gen. I don't know who's I don't know who's waiting on that next gen announcement for Crusader Kings 3. Psychonauts 2, yay. The Gunk, that actually looks cool. The
Gunk does look cool. I actually saw the trailer for it.
I'll give it the Gunk and then Forza. But I'm like, at this point, I'm like, bro, we've there's nothing. What more of Forza can you show us? Like, there's not, like, you basically showed the game. Just like the only announcement Forza should have had was it's out today.
Push gas, go. Awesome.
So
Forza 6. I just wrote it.
But you know, this is like 80% stuff that we already knew. Like, stuff that we legit just already knew. And I'm saying Gamescom is on the levels of E3 and the Tokyo Game Show. People want new and exciting things. That's just how it works. That's just how, you know, it's video games. We want to, so I'm just like, and the fact to me that people now seem upset or disappointed. I guess not upset, more disappointed. And I'm just like, bro, why do you just feel that now? Me personally, I felt this way for like a couple of months, and I've been saying this. And people are like, no, they look the most games ever. Look at all these games. I'm like, yes, they have games. Like, for example, they announced Hades a couple of months ago, and people are like, oh my God, Hades on Xbox. I'm like, yes, it already won Game of the Year, by the way. That's how long this game has been out. It has won a Game of the Year titles multiple times. I find it hard to get excited about a Game of the Year that I've already played. I'm not saying it's not a good game, but it's just like it's not a hype moment.
I mean, it's true. It really is. You have game like you said, Game Pass, epic. It's awesome. It's like super cheap for what you get. So many games for I forget how much it is now. What, $10 or something like that? However much it is. You get all of these games that you've already played. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Me personally, I have no reason to buy an Xbox, right? I got a computer so I could play everything I ever wanted, you know, that I can play on a computer, and it doesn't all filter through Game Pass. You know, so there's not a whole lot of reason for me to get it, especially if I had already played most of these games already on Xbox One. What are they called? Xbox One, the white one. You know, I've already played most of these games, and the games that I want to play aren't on Game Pass. They're not like Microsoft titles, you know. Mm-hmm. I can play them on PS5, or I can play them on PC from Steam or whatever. Like, yeah, you got to pay for them, but I mean, I'd rather pay for games that I haven't played yet than $10 a month for games that I've already played. Like,
I mean, it's good for the backlog, you know.
It's good for new games that are coming out. Yeah. The 5 that are coming out that are going to be on Game Pass, awesome. It's going to be great. It'll probably be worth it, you know. If you don't want to buy Halo because it doesn't have co-op campaign or whatever, you could pay $10 and knock it out in a month, and then go ahead and delete that Game Pass. Like, you know, it might work out for you.
Bro, you just made Game Pass subscribers sound like idiots. Like you were saying I was with the Halo people.
How? I mean, like, if you have fun playing all your backlog games, more power to you. I'm just talking about the new, the fresh. I'm talking about everything that's already been announced that hasn't come out yet. That'll be on Game Pass. Like, yeah, just if that's what I would do. I'm probably gonna. I don't think I'm gonna. I'm probably gonna buy Halo straight up just because I have so much respect. But also, like, if I didn't want to, if I just wanted to, if I had 2 days, 3 days to play the campaign before I got shipped off to wherever I was going, before the kids showed up, before anything happened, and I couldn't play games for a while, why would I spend $70? I could just $10 run through the campaign for 3 days and then just delete it. That's what I would do.
Back to bottles and diapers and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
I was talking to somebody. I think we talked about this on the show like a couple of weeks ago, but I was saying that, bro, the rest of this year is looking a little flat compared to the first 6 months. I'm like, all right, we got what do we got coming out? We got Forza, yay. We got Halo, maybe. Yeah, what did you say that leaked release date was?
Yeah, it came. Who posted it? Somebody posted it. IGN, I think, said it leaked that it was coming out December 8th.
Okay, so we got Infinite, cool. We got Far Cry, which I'm like,
I'm gonna be playing Far Cry. I will be playing Far Cry.
Yeah. And then I'm looking at the other big releases of the year, and I'm like, for me, I'm like, okay, I got Pokemon Remake, but
Okay.
that I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, that's top of the ladder, which it could be. Honestly, it'll probably sell like hotcakes. Truth be told,
Dude, do you remember that time we played Far Cry 5 for one day?
for one day.
And I was like, there's just way too much chaos going on. I can't play this game. It's like, oh, a truck. Oh my God, a plane. Oh, they're all here at this one gas station. Like, I can't do this.
Bro, like that game was like, bro, you cannot have ADHD with this game. Cause it was like, we climbed the one tower. We were like, cool. And we're like, oh, we're at the little main town hub, I think, or at least the main town for that section. It was like, oh, Preacher Man, quest. And it was like, bro, it was just like we were legit trying to do the objective, but like stuff just kept happening in our way. Like y'all ain't
like
from
a bear ran
around
across
here.
the road.
It was like
too much.
It was like, bro, I can't, bro. It's like,
and thus ends the tale of the one time we played Far Cry.
Yeah,
I'm playing them right now. I'm replaying them right now. Far Cry 5 and New Dawn, getting ready for 6. It's still a great game.
Oh yeah, no, I have nothing against Far Cry. We just failed. That was a
failure. We just failed. That was a user error.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, what are some other things? I'm like, the big games coming out. I mean, there's games coming out. Like, I'm not saying people. I'm just thinking like, usually, go at this point in the year, we're basically in September. It will be like you could rapid fire name 5 games off. Because thinking about you'd be like, oh, Last of Us coming out. God of War is coming out. Like at this point, I'm in a cold sweat thinking about how am I gonna play all these games.
Yeah,
I'm already making my sacrificial lamb list because you already know the 2 or 3 games you don't play won't get played for a while. It's not like oh, I'll finish this game and no you're not gonna see those games for a while. But this year I'm just kind of like, bro, I could probably play everything that's worth playing. In terms of big titles, of course, there's always them sleeper hits that people are like, bro, you haven't played, Return of the Mac version 2 Reloaded, and it's like, bro, I never heard it as like, bro, trust me,
Return of the Mac.
When people get on this game, it ain't gonna be the same.
Let's see what is even. Most anticipated.
All right, what you got?
Releases.
All right.
Hades.
For this year. On what
for
system?
Xbox. For console.
Oh, okay.
Hades. Okay. Already been out. You had a Switch? Whatever. Madden. You down for Madden? Basically a remake, right? Yeah.
Basically.
Ghost of Tsushima.
The director's cut. Oh, that's already out.
Director's cut. It's out. Yeah, but already came out.
Oh, you're right. I mean, regardless, if you like it, that is a game that's already been out.
Already out. Psychonauts 2. Get it.
Just came out.
Deathloop.
Okay, Deathloop. All right, I forgot Deathloop. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's solid.
The new Rainbow Six.
That's one of those.
Extraction.
It's like if you're into those type of games, you're into those type of games. That's all I can really say about that.
Okay. Diablo 2 Resurrected, right? So a game that's been made, I don't know, many moons ago, resurrected, right? So, whatever. Death Stranding Director's Cut. Looking forward to that. Not. That's such an old joke. Not. FIFA 22. Don't care. Far Cry 6. We'll play. Metroid, though.
Oh, okay, Metroid Dread. Yes, there we go. But see, look, that goes back to my comment. I was like, okay, I can play Deathloop. I can play Metroid Dread. And I'm like, everything else, I'm like, okay, so I can play both those games, which I'm excited about.
We forgot about the biggest AAA title that's going to be releasing for PS5 and Series X.
Oh, what was that?
GTA 5.
Oh, bruh.
How could we forget this?
How could we forget the best-selling game of all time? Bro,
it's already the best-selling game of all time and it hasn't come out yet?
I know, bro. That's trippy. You know what's funny?
Annoying.
I looked it up. You know when I originally beat GTA 5?
I did. I remember I was still on the east side.
Bro, it was 2013 when I saw credits roll on that game for the first time.
I was there when GTA Online got introduced and nobody could play.
Because you just got killed every 3 seconds?
Because you couldn't even load into the match. It was so many people were trying to play. Whenever it first came out, I was like, I'm never touching this again. You screwed up.
So, bro, look, that's 3 games that I'm really looking forward to. That's Metroid Dread, that's Deathloop, and
what about Back 4 Blood?
Oh, man. Like, okay, I feel like the internet wants us to be excited for this game. Like, I feel like every time I see people are like, Back 4 Blood, like, I don't know. I feel like the internet wants me to be excited for this game, and I'm like, no, thank you.
I'm excited.
Are you Back 4 Blood?
Back 4 Blood. No, I'm just. It's another fun game like that. Like I was telling you about the Aliens game the other day.
Oh yeah.
It just looks fun. A lot of the times I'm not looking for a 10 out of 10 perfect rating game. You know, anything that's fun that I can play with friends, sign me up.
Okay.
Anything that's fun like that. Not like 10 out of 10 Last of Us 2, which again, don't get me started. 10 out of 10 Last of Us 2.
But okay, out of all these games, if you really think about it, none of these games are truly next gen. I mean, like Deathloop, yeah. No. I'm not saying it won't be a great game. Metroid Dread, I mean, it depends. It's Switch, so that's always an asterisk by that. You know, Far Cry, yeah. I'm pretty like wait, out of all these
Far
games,
Cry's next gen.
Far Cry's okay. But like,
I think it was developed for. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be on
Xbox One, PS4.
Yeah, it's whatever the term people are using for last gen and current gen.
Oh, we call those cyberpunk.
But yeah, man. So I don't know, man. But also this just to tie it back into Xbox. This goes back. I mean, I guess this is a Sony problem too, but Sony has had more next gen outings, even though it's probably not what people think it should be. It's like what are we? Once we get off the Game Pass train, what is Xbox truly offering us?
I don't know. Halo, racing cars,
yeah, I think
airplanes,
transportation. That's
I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, I have zero reason to buy an Xbox. If I could just go get $600 and light it on fire, and it'll be money well spent over the Xbox right now.
Damn, bro, that's tough. That's tough.
$650 plus tax, whatever.
All right, so we're gonna get off the Xbox jock. And we're going to talk about something that I really wanted to talk about. I said I wasn't going to talk about it because it's kind of controversial, but screw it, we're talking about it. So, guys, kind of Xbox related. 12 Minutes came out last week, this week. It's been within 7 days since 12 Minutes.
It's out.
And so it's a point and click a time loop adventure game that was, people are waiting for this. It was highly anticipated. It came out and now people think it is doo-doo butter. It is garbage. It is horrible. and okay, let me say this. I did not enjoy the game. But the reasons why I didn't enjoy the game weren't the reasons everyone seems to hate. If hate might be too strong of a word. Strongly dislike, have issues, offended by. Okay, and so here's the premise, people. Spoilers. This is the end of the show. So if you don't want to know what 12 Minutes is about, which at this point you probably do, because people either A, kept spoiling it when shut up about it, or talking about why they're upset with it. But you're in a time loop. You're a husband. You get home from work. You kiss the wife. Enjoy evening. Some cop dude comes down, basically kicks down the door, beats you and your wife up, kills you. Boom. Whenever you die or whatever, or you try to leave the apartment, boom, you're back at the top of the frame, so to speak. And you repeat this loop again and again and again. And the goal is to, prevent you and your wife from dying. B, escape the loop. And so over the course of the game, you gotta do some horrid things like drug your wife, shoot this dude, beat him, some little threats. Apparently you can stab your wife. During my playthrough, I never did that. I don't know where you can, but
you got too much on her, huh?
Yeah, I guess I do. Bro, I don't even know. And so that's not the biggest thing, or it's not one of the biggest things. So it turns out, like the wife has like this watch that's worth some money, and this guy's gonna come steal it because he doesn't like the wife because she apparently killed her father. You find out that she did not kill her father, but it was her half brother because her father had a bastard child. And then so she ran away from home and she thought she killed him, but nah, he was fine. The bastard child killed him because the bastard child wanted to ask the father to marry his half sister, and then reasons he ultimately killed him. And here comes the twist: that half brother is the husband you're playing as. Dun dun dun. Yeah, so I can. Not the best story twist, that disturbed a lot of people. I get that. Me, I was personally indifferent towards it. I was just like, oh, that's weird. Kind of stupid. In my mind, I was more upset by the fact that, like, he forgot this. Like, I get it was like a traumatic experience, but I was like, bruh, what? What you want to get what you married your, man, whatever, bruh, whatever. But
that's just how some people are, man.
Chris, I was so frustrated, right? Because I had to look up a guide. You know me, I try not to never look up guides, but I had to look up a guide because I was like 2 crucial steps from just finishing the game, and I had to look it up. And I kind of hate when games do this, the games like this, where it's like, you got to put the Pop-Tart in the toaster, you got to spin around 3 times. Don't look out the window, because if you look out the window, the whole sequence is screwed.
I get it.
Because I'm just like, it's not fun at that point. It's like because you do things that make sense. Like, okay, if this is a real life situation, I would, do this, and then you do that, and it's like, okay, your head blew up, you died horribly. But I'm like, but why in the world would I ever do these sequence of events?
That happens a lot in games, right? Where it becomes like procedural instead of you making your own scenarios of like what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
It turns it from you playing a video game to essentially the video game playing you, and it's like, I'm not a fan. I'd rather be able to do whatever I want to do, and my actions determine the outcome, instead of there being like a set outcome and you have to do actions to get that outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what playing video games is really about. You know, like you do whatever you want to do and whatever happens happens, instead of like you have to get this one thing. I know there's like multiple endings or whatever, but in order to get the one ending that you want, you have to do these things, and like you have to look up a guide to figure out you need to do 6 backflips and make sure it's a blueberry pop tart. You know, like it's I don't like those kind of games. A lot of people do. You can like whatever you want. It's just I don't like those kind of games. I don't think that they're as fun or as immersive as they think they are.
Yeah. See, my thing is like, okay, I'm like, I want the freedom to do what I want to do, and maybe I can get an ending. But like, if I want like this super, like, oh, it reveals all this crazy stuff, I'm like, okay, I get like that's when it gets like maybe a little like methodical. You got to do this because then it's like it's almost not like a bonus, but like to see everything, or or maybe if when you do this, at least to like an ending, but it's like a secret ending, like you get like So I'm like, okay, because that's almost like the looking for the secret to be discovered. But also when you said like the game's playing you, because then it feels like, okay, like it's a puzzle game. Essentially, in its truest essence, it's a puzzle game, right? But it's a difference between like, oh, okay, I see, I get it now, to being like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah. Given the situation, given the stress, given that guy's coming to murder me, I would never like, call the pizza guy and ask for Mary, and then Mary tell Mary to pass her. It's like, what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to do these events, like these certain order of events that, like you said, I would never do that. Some dude, why would I call the pizza guy? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I just want to do what makes sense, I guess. Especially for a game that's trying to be like realistic a little bit, Like, if it's like some crazy comic or comedy game, or something that's just like wacky, I get it. Like, I understand what they're going for. But if you're trying to be super serious, like, why would these things, like, it doesn't make sense. Like you said, like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so that was my problem with the game. But let's talk about the controversy real quick, Chris. All right, do you think the reveal of him being her half brother is like reason for alarm? Just personal opinion.
Like, if this personally happened to me, yes, I would be very concerned. Okay. But since it's a video game, it's a video game. It's fiction. It's not real. I'm not terribly upset about it. I'm not going to tweet people about it or write an article about it, but that's just me.
I feel you. I kind of agree. Like, on that topic about the half. Okay, I mean, I can think it's bad writing. I can think, ooh, that's a bad twist. But I personally don't think I gotta trash the whole game because of that. Like, it's just like,
poor writing's one thing.
Yeah. If anything, I'll be like, you know what? I'll give you this. Never did I see that being the angle. Never in a million years would I have guessed that. You got me.
Yeah.
And I'll be real. In today's world, it's truly hard to just genuinely get somebody. Like, unless it is spoiled for you, there's no way I feel like you would ever see that game go in that direction.
It's actually really hard to be shocked by anything as well. Like, oh, it's a half brother. It's like, oh, okay, I guess that's what it is. When like 20 years ago, I'd be like, that's disgusting. Like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. And now it's like, I've seen much worse things. Like,
you make a good point. And I'm 100% with you that, like, again, people, if you were disgusted by that, I mean, you're allowed to feel how you feel. I just don't think it was time to grab the pitchfork and torches on that one. It was odd, yes. It was yes, and like, yes, he's gonna have a baby with his half sister. And I'm just like, the dude was clearly suffering from some type of trauma, whatever. But like I said, here's the thing. Like we talked about social show. I have seen and personally done much worse things in games. and in games that what people would consider, great games. So for like one of the biggest issues, and I get it, people have this game, is that in order to progress, at some point you have to drug your wife. You have to fill a cup with sleeping pills. She takes it. First of all, I'm gonna be honest. Like this is a weird pet peeve, but like we were talking about, this game's realistic. I'm like, okay, because she is unconscious when you give it to her. First of all, I'm like, are these dissolvable sleeping pills? Because they look like regular pills. So I'm like, they would just have been floating in the cup. I feel like either one, you would have noticed the pills in the cup, or two, felt them on the way down. So I'm like, and I feel like these sleeping pills like worked immediately. And when you call the 911, he says like, I drugged her, like I gave her all of it. So I'm like, bro, so you pour like half a bottle of pills into a cup and whatever. Let's just assume they were dissolvable. And people are like, oh man, you drugged your wife. That's bad, which it is bad. That's horrible. But I'm just like, again, in Last of Us Part 2, you stab a pregnant woman to death. I mean, granted, not you didn't know, but it still happens. It still very much happens.
Odell,
what's up?
Don't forget, please never forget about the worst thing that we have ever done in a video game. It haunts me. It haunts me to this day. How we tortured this elephant, this stuffed toy elephant. Talking about It Takes Two, by the way, and just ripped her arms off and
her leg,
and threw her leg, and then just threw her off the bookshelf. Like I'm still scarred to this day.
We did do that, and and I also think even though that's bad. And like it's a loop game, so like ultimately when you figure everything out, you don't drug your wife. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't feel bad, because it's like this. Like, I mean, you also could blow your brains out because you just can't figure things out. So I'm just kind of like, the loop keeps happening, and like in the grand scheme of things, I feel like it's just a small moment. And in my mind, since it's a loop, you don't ultimately do that. And like, there's apparently other horrible things you could do to your wife. I didn't know about this. So like at the time when I formulated my opinion, I didn't know like you could stab her apparently, or like kill her. And I'm just like, how do you even get to that series of events? I was done with the game. I'm like, this game has stressed me out too much trying to beat it, that I don't want to go back to it. But it's just a conversation I had, especially with some dialogue behind Boyfriend Dungeon, where I'm just like, I'm not saying that we can't request games be better, but I think it's an odd thing, because I feel like it's ununiformed. Me personally, all these criticisms are valid, but I'm like, where are these criticisms when we're doing legit horrible things? And I feel like it's only on indie games do people stop and be like, oh, this is bad. But if it's like a AAA title, it's like, oh, this is amazing. This is gripping. Yeah. So I'm just wondering where the disconnect is with that. That's just me, though. That's just me.
Money.
I mean,
you have more money, you make a better story. I guess anything flies.
I guess so. I'm like, if 12 minutes, I wonder if 12 minutes didn't end with the brother-sister twist. I wonder would some of these other complaints not come up. I don't know.
Right? That's what I'm thinking too. Like, oh, you stabbed your wife. Oh, you drugged your wife. Oh, you're her brother? I think that's the one that like, oh, that makes everything you just did so much worse. Like if that was just the one thing that was removed, everyone would be like, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, whatever they gave it.
Yeah, no need to revisit. Moving on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that, I don't know, that's 12 minutes. I don't know, people. It's, again, I'm not saying these reasons are valid, but like you said, I really wonder if it is, are we crapping on it because the game is bad? Like, let's say the game was phenomenal. Just in whatever way it could be phenomenal. Would the discourse be like, this game is phenomenal, but these things, but since it is bad and everyone kind of, like I said, I hated it just because it was frustrating. Like, I was just like, this is not fun. Like, we talked about this before. The second the game stops being fun, it's just, it's game over.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
That's why, yeah, that's why you play these games, just to have fun,
Yeah.
But
if
you have fun playing it, more power to you.
But I digress. But anyway, Chris, thank you for joining me this week. Where can the people find you, keep up with you, at you, because you have bad opinions?
Oh, wow. I'm literally just on Twitter, at Crip Money. So that's it. I don't post a lot of hot takes. I will, if you want me to. I have no fear. But I mean, that's the only place really until I get my Twitch ready.
Ooh, whoop whoop.
And then everybody can see my point of view for yelling at you. See,
Okay.
so they can see what I see, you know.
Okay, I just want to say this for the record. The last time we played, which has been way too long as our unit, I was on it. I was on my game. And I'm not going to call that, but like, not everyone was on it that day. And it was fun.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you, okay? I know my role. That's all I'm gonna say. I know my role. That's it. There's no point. All
right, people. If you like the show, do have a Patreon, Full Circle Productions. You can look that up. Shout out to the Patrons: Gabriel Garcia, Rachel Coleman, Beck Rice, Ryan Frazier, Gabriel Cleveland. Still shout out to the Patrons. Y'all want to be on sometime? Let me know. I'll have you on. But people, you ain't got to give me no money because you know what? You can like, share, subscribe for free. $9.99. That's $0.00, but the saying is free 99. It confuses me too. Don't worry about it. But as always, thank you for joining me. Have a great week and be blessed. See you next week.
See you.